What's going on, Cantina patrons? He's Darth Paul, I'm Padawan Dave.
And welcome to the Mudhorn Cantina.
Alrighty, Cantina patrons, first and foremost, a happy Star Wars Day to each and every one of you. As you saw in the montage, as you can see here, we picked up, or I should say you picked up, the recently released Lego UCS Tie Interceptor. And I wondered if you could just speak a little bit about the event where you got this.
Yeah, so I headed to the Lego store at Leicester Square on May 1st, where they held a Meet the Designers signing event. With the purchase of the UCS Tie Interceptor, you got to meet and talk to the designers of the set, Henrik and Lucy, and they also signed the box. They also dished out a few freebies: the Trade Federation Troop Carrier Set, the AAT Polybag, a Tantive 4 Polybag, and the Battle of Yavin collectible coin.
Right, so then, this is set number 75382, 1,931 pieces, retailed for $199.99, just one minifigure in there. Let me ask you first and foremost, was this set worth it?
In my view, yes. I think it's very good for the price. I had a lot of fun building it. And not having the original Interceptor in my collection was a big thing. I even kind of mentioned that to them and said, yeah, thanks for bringing this one out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to build.
Yeah, I think I only literally heard a couple of groans right near the beginning, something to do with stickers. Or...
Yeah, I was struggling a bit with my eyesight not being so good now, with the kind of small black stickers on the small black plates that kind of go into the cockpit. I'd really like to kind of get everything lined up really well, but I was just having a hard time seeing it, so I had to kind of actually go out to the kitchen and use natural light to kind of get them in the order I wanted to, or the placement I wanted. But overall, it was a really good build. I'm really happy they kind of brought this set out again. It's one of the few from the original that I don't own.
Yep.
So I don't have the original TIE Interceptor they made. And obviously they've made a number of improvements on the kind of last TIE Fighter they did, which in my mind is still one of my favourite pieces. But just the kind of rounding of the model, the way they've used the kind of new bricks and pieces to kind of get it a much more rounded rather than that kind of blocky brick look. And then the kind of attention to detail kind of on the inside of the wings, like the amount of greebling that goes into this, which you almost barely see. Like it's kind of hidden behind the model. But some of that was actually some of the bits where I struggled the most in terms of seeing exactly where pieces went. It was almost like it could have done with having like a heads up kind of view of that piece rather than
like bird's eye.
Bird's eye view of the wing. Just once everything was on to see that you had it all in the right place, because at the sort of slanted angle in the instructions, they're difficult to really see exactly which bit it's supposed to be on. But ultimately, I guess you can put things anywhere you like with Lego. But
yeah, and the wings, I think, do they move as well? Are they like posable a little bit? Or
yeah, well, obviously because to get that the kind of Tie Interceptor with the sort of slanted wings when you
Yeah.
slot them in. So they are on like the, not sure what you actually call them. It's like, not, I was going to say rivet, but that's the wrong word. But like
not quite a hinge, but
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of are building the hinge on each side.
I'm sure there's a more technical Lego term.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure the actual piece has an official name. But yeah, so when you clip them on straight and then you obviously bend them into the way for the Tie Interceptor to look. But it's quite interesting sort of seeing some of the bits that make up the build. So you've got something like the Lego shovels.
Yeah,
Just kind of
remember
included in the
was
wings.
there like a gamepad or something?
Yeah, there's a couple of game pads at the front, which I'd never seen before, as I only really kind of buy Lego Star Wars sets, so it
Yeah,
kind of took me back thinking, yeah, this obviously never would have existed when I was a kid. So it's kind of fun to see these new things that have come in, and then obviously they always include these little bits that are obviously from other sets or other builds,
yeah.
just to give it a bit of detail for something.
And like speaking of detail, the cockpit itself, again, probably you don't really see so
No,
much.
exactly. There's quite a number of stickers that go on the panels that make up the cockpit, but yeah, you only really see it if you open the hatch. Obviously, the actual cockpit itself and the piece on top are printed; they're not stickers.
Yeah.
So that was a relief, because that would have really annoyed me if I couldn't get the exact placement.
Yeah,
And likewise, the plaques at the front are now always printed.
yeah.
I have seen a couple of people not so happy, because I think this one, the plaque is actually more glossy,
Oh, okay.
so it's not. Whereas the others were all kind of like matte, like the
Yeah.
printed ones. I think they were trying to maybe go for how the stickers looked, because they were like a glossed finish. But I think they do pick up more scratches and more
Yeah,
mistakes, especially when they're just loose in the box.
they kind of shine more in the light, maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
more
exactly.
reflective kind of thing. Obviously, we're down there at the plaque. As I said before, we got one minifigure. Is it unique to the set?
So I checked Brickset before we started recording, but with the set being so new, they don't have any information loaded yet.
Okay.
But obviously it is a TIE pilot with kind of arm printing and detailing, but other than that, I'm not sure if it is unique to this set yet.
Is it, like with UCS sets, do you normally get a unique figure or not really? Or?
It depends. I think there are a number of there's a number of sets that obviously have had like unique. It tends to be something more special, or at least it was, like you would get arm printing or leg printing for something where you're paying that higher price point. But obviously it's been a bit of a mix-up in the community recently with the Venator. When Lego introduced that, they announced the kind of Captain Rex exclusive figure.
Okay.
And obviously now they've just recently announced him officially in the Microfighter range, and it is exactly the same figure that came in the Venator.
Okay, yeah.
But then Admiral Yularen is still exclusive to the Venator, but obviously it's going to tick a few people off if they bought something specifically for that exclusivity. But I can see both sides. If somebody wanted that figure but doesn't have that kind of money to buy that set, it's
because the Venator I think is a bit more pricey.
Yeah,
than this
exactly.
one,
Yeah, I can't remember what it is in the UK, but yeah, I think US pricing, I think it was a $650 set.
Yeah, so it's
about
around a
£500.
£600 set, and so yeah, just to get a minifigure.
Yeah,
But then at the same time, if you've paid that because you really wanted that minifigure, that's kind of like, well, maybe you shouldn't be paying that amount.
yeah, surely. I think if you're going to buy it, you're going to buy it for the set as a whole. But I could understand you be a bit annoyed if you were told you're getting these.
Yeah,
exclusive
like it has a
pieces
bit of
and then they're not.
exclusivity to it, and then it gets released at a later date in a much kind of smaller set. And time-wise, although I didn't really have a stopwatch on you, I feel this was maybe like a 7 to 8 hour build. Obviously, there were lunch and dinner breaks, toilet drink breaks, etc., etc. So I think it was somewhere around 7 to 8 hours, which again, I suppose is not too bad. Some of these can be like a colossal 13, 14 hour build, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, from memory, I started quite late in the day. It wasn't.
I think it was like 12:30.
Yeah, it wasn't as early.
The morning
as
was gone.
Yeah, it wasn't as early as I would have normally started, and I did take probably way too long, like laying out all my pieces for each bag, which I tend to do.
Actually, I do want to ask people in the comment section below, anyone who builds Lego models, do you like lay each piece out individually, and then so you've kind of got it there, like in a nice tidy order, or are you a bit chaotic and are just like literally looking through trying to find the one piece you need? Let us know in the comment section below. So then, Darth, give us your final thoughts on the Lego UCS Tie Interceptor, the newly released Lego UCS Tie Interceptor.
Yeah, so as I said, I'm really happy to have this in the collection. Obviously, missing that original one has kind of bugged me for a while.
Is that, sorry, just to cut in there, is that, I guess that's now like super duper expensive if you can even find it? Or...
Yeah, to find it new in box, it would be, yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of kind of pre-owned ones being sold, but you can never really tell how good a condition the bricks are in from pictures, really. But yeah, I think it's something I'll probably pass on. I think there's like 4 sets from back in that time frame that I don't own.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was going to say, I think most other UCS sets.
Yeah, it's the original X-Wing, Interceptor, Snowspeeder and Y-Wing, I think, are the 4 that I'm missing. So maybe one day, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have to say, obviously I didn't build it or help you in any way, shape or form, really. But just looking at it, I know I use this word all the time, it just does look like a really cool set. It just looks nice. I think, as you alluded to earlier, kind of the shape of it. I think they've just done a really good job in the design. It doesn't... Like one thing, sometimes I see models and I'm like, it just looks too bricky, too Lego-y. I don't know if that's really great words to use. But this... kind of like, I know it sounds stupid because you can see the studs and everything, and you're supposed to because it is a Lego model, but it, like, from afar, I think this could look like a really cool, like, just model with that.
Like similar to the shuttle where you, unless you get up close, you wouldn't necessarily know it was Lego from
exactly. And I quite like that when you don't know, like, for sure. But yeah, my final thoughts again, as I didn't build this, but just looking at it, the final model, I definitely think it's really cool. Let us know what you guys think. And well, Cantina patrons, that brings us to the end of this episode. First and foremost, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with us here on the Mudhorn Cantina. It is very much appreciated, and we hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, make sure to give us a thumbs up. And we of course have plenty more Star Wars goodness on the way for you guys. As we mentioned in the last episode, we are moving our weekly uploads to Tuesdays. This was just a special video to celebrate May 4th, so make sure you guys stay tuned every single Tuesday. We're checking out a Hot Toys this week, right?
So we're looking at the diecast 000 from the Dr. Aphra series.
Right, I think, was it limited piece count or something like that?
Yes, yeah.
There you go, you guys have got that one to look forward to this coming Tuesday. Make sure you stay tuned. What is the easiest way to stay tuned, you ask? It's very simple. Subscribe, smash that subscribe button and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content, guys. Thanks again for watching today's video, and as always,
may the 4th be with you.